Progressives Congress has vowed to punish the Ogun State Governor, Ibikunle Amosun.
Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV Network. I am Sherry Quinsley Barma, and here are the news making the headlines. Federal government meets with the JUSUN, PASN, presents proposals on financial autonomy. Mixed reactions in Uganda over ex-child soldier ICC sentencing. Australia to resume India repatriation flights after backlash. And the CBN extends Naira for dollar deadline to boost remittances. And on sports, Manchester United, Villarreal in Europa League final. Do stay with us after this very short break. I'll be bringing you the news in full. Do not go nowhere. You're welcome back now. It's news in full. The federal government meets with the JUSUN, the PASN, to present proposals on financial autonomy. The federal government has expressed optimism that the strike of the Judicial Staff Union of Nigeria and the Parliamentary Staff Association of Nigeria will end soon. The Minister of Labour and Employment, Senator Chris Ngige, stated this after a conciliation meeting between the government negotiating team and the two unions, during which he presented a proposal on financial autonomy for the judiciary and state assembly to the unions. Ngige said the government has made offers to the two unions for them to consult with their various national executive committees and revert with feedback. According to the minister, the proposals substantially address their demands for judicial and legislative autonomy in the 36 states of the country. He also explained that the proposal was produced by the committee of the government comprising the Solicitor General of the Federation and Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Justice, Dayo Apata SAN, the Secretary of the Presidential Committee for the Implementation of Judicial and Legislative Autonomy, Senator Ita Enang, representative of the National Judicial Council, and the Director General of the Nigerian Governors Forum. And now moving forward, Senate demands supplementary budget for military hardware. The Senate grilled the heads of various security agencies in the country for 4 hours and lamented their inability to tackle the challenges of insecurity despite huge budgetary provisions. The military and other security chiefs in attendance, however, told the federal lawmakers the huge budgetary provisions over the years were spent on overhead and capital projects. They were said to have pleaded with the National Assembly to expedite action on the supplementary budget whenever the President Muhammadu Buhari presented a fiscal document for the consideration. The military chiefs in attendance were General Lucky Irabo, Chief of Defense Staff, Lieutenant General Ibrahim Atahiru, Chief of Army Staff, Vice Admiral Awal Gambo, Chief of Naval Staff, and Vice Marshal Isiaka Amao, Chief of Air Staff. Also at the meeting were the Acting Inspector General of Police Usman Baba, the Director General of the National Intelligence Agency Ahmed Abubakar, and the Director General of the Department of State Service Yusuf Bichi. The Chairman, Senate Committee on Media and Public Affairs, Senator Ajibola Basiru, says the Senate have asked the executive to forward the supplementary budget to the National Assembly so that the military could have equipment to work with. And now in another development, NYC pastor helps rebuild Nigerian church burned by militants. To stay with us, our gospeltainment correspondent has the rest of the news. Do track up.
Five years after Fulani militants attacked the Nigerian village, killing hundreds of residents and burning down the local Methodist church, an American pastor and attorney stepped in to help the community rebuild the church building so they could worship together. It was noted that at the time, more than 500 people were killed and more than 20,000 people are thought to have fled the Agatu area after the wave of attacks. Reports have it that the New York City pastor Williams Devlin, CEO of the non-governmental organization Redeem, and Emmanuel Ogebe, an international human rights lawyer from the United States based in Nigerian law group, worked together to help the Agatu community located in the Benue state of Nigeria. The pair helped with the fundraising in order to rebuild the fire-gutted Agatu Methodist Church building. Devlin, the missions pastor at Infinity Bible Church in the Bronx, said that healing and hope are two great words that they have seen in a very practical way. The new building with a blue metal roof and yellow walls was packed with worshippers. Almost 500 people came to worship at the service that lasted more than 5 hours. Nigeria is now one of the top 10 countries in the Open Doors World Watch list of places where it is most difficult to be a Christian. It jumped to number 9 from number 12 the previous year. Belly Squatter, reporting for Celebration TV News Desk.
And now it's news coming from around Africa. Mixed reactions in Uganda over ex-child soldier ICC sentencing. Residents of Gulu, a city in northern Uganda and hometown of Dominic Ongwen, have greeted the news of the former child soldier sentencing by the International Criminal Court ICC with mixed reactions. Dominic Ongwen, a Ugandan child soldier who became a commander of the notorious Lord Resistance Army, the LRA, was sentenced to 25 years in jail for war crimes and crimes against humanity by the ICC. The LRA was founded 3 decades ago by former Catholic altar boy and self-styled prophet Kony, who launched a bloody rebellion in northern Uganda against President Yoweri Museveni. Its brutal campaign to set up a state based in the Bible's 10 Commandments left more than 100,000 people dead and 60,000 children abducted, eventually spread into Sudan, the Democratic Republic of Congo, and the Central African Republic. Prosecutors had asked for a 20-year prison term, saying Ongwen's own history as a schoolboy abducted by the LRA justified a lower sentence than the maximum 30 years of life allowed by the ICC. The defense has sought a 10-year prison term for Ongwen for attacks by his soldiers on refugee camps in northern Uganda. Victims of his crimes had asked the court to impose the full life sentence. Schmidt said the court was faced with a unique situation, with the case saying Ongwen was both a criminal and a victim. And now news still coming from around Africa. Predominantly Afro-Italian cast in Netflix series Zero makes history. The protagonist of Zero Hope, the series, which focuses on second-generation Black Italians and is based on a novel by the son of Angolan immigrants, will help accelerate public acceptance that Italy has become a multicultural nation. Zero is a radical departure because it provides role models for young Black Italians who have
June, we are having a Holy Ghost conference. And we are believing God for a great move of God.
Hi everyone, this is Sinach, and I am excited to announce that I will be with the Omega Fire Ministries in Auchi, Edo State for the Holy Ghost Conference. I want you to all come out and let's have a time with the Holy Ghost. God bless you.
Holy Ghost Conference 2021. Apostle Johnson and Dr. Lizzie Suleiman. This June.
Welcome back now to update from Australia. Australia to resume India repatriation flights after backlash. Australia will resume repatriation flights for some citizens in India after a controversial ban on arrivals from the country ends on 15th of May. Prime Minister Scott Morrison has faced criticism for failing to help citizens trapped in a COVID-ravaged nation. The ban sparked further anger after the government said Australians seeking to fly home could face jail or fines. Mr. Morrison later played down this threat. He says they would begin to bring back vulnerable citizens. About 900 Australians are registered with the government in this group. More than 9,000 Australians are in India in total. Mr. Morrison said he expects the travel ban to end on 15th of May. However, his government will wait until next week to make a decision on whether to restart commercial flights from India, which is how most stranded Australians will be able to get home. Even then, many fear they may find it difficult to secure a seat on the flight or afford the costly fares. Now, more updates from the United States. United States sends warplanes to protect Afghan withdrawal. The United States has deployed extra military resources to protect American and coalition forces withdrawing from Afghanistan. Heavy bombers and fighter jets will be deployed to safeguard troops and civilian contractors. The United States and NATO have had a presence in Afghanistan for almost 20 years. United States President Joe Biden has set the withdrawal deadline for 11 September, the 20th anniversary of the 9/11 attacks that sparked the war. But the withdrawal comes amid escalating violence, with Afghan security forces on high alert for reprisal attacks. The Taliban have warned they are no longer bound by an agreement not to target international troops. Under a deal signed last year between the militants and then-President Donald Trump, foreign forces were to have left by 1st of May, while the Taliban held off attacking international troops. And now, news coming from the business world. The CBN extends Naira for dollar deadline to boost remittances. The Central Bank of Nigeria has extended indefinitely its Naira for dollar scheme earlier scheduled to end on May 8, 2021. It's disclosed this in a circular to all deposit money banks, international money transfer operators, and the general public titled Reintroduction of the CBN's Naira for dollar scheme for diaspora remittances. In March, as part of its reform to boost the inflow of foreign currency in the country, the CBN introduced an incentive of 5 Naira for every $1 of funds remitted to Nigeria through international money transfer organizations in its forex policy. Deposit money banks had continued to woo customers with the CBN's policy to boost remittances since it was introduced. A former president, Association of National Accountants of Nigeria, Dr. Sam Nzekwe, said it would encourage people to patronize government licensed money transfer operators. And now, still on business news, NRN SIM linkage will help us identify crooks, says Buhari. President Muhammad Buhari says the ongoing synchronization of national identification number with SIM cards across the country will help the nation to identify people, including crooks, easily. He therefore urged Nigerians to fully participate in an exercise which he said would provide a digital framework for improving security and strengthening the economy. According to a statement by his special advisor on media and publicity, Femi Adesina, the president spoke while inaugurating the national policy for the promotion of indigenous content in the Nigerian telecom sector and revised national identity policy for SIM card registration at the presidential villa in Abuja. The president said proper identification of all Nigerians and legal residents in the country and ability to conveniently access a database would provide impetus for more effective planning and security oversight. The president said the inauguration of the revised National Digital Identity Policy for SIM cards registration was timely and would support efforts to enhance security and develop the country. We'll take a very short break right now. When we get back from that break, I'll be bringing you news from the world of sports. Do not go nowhere. I'll be right back.
June, we are having a Holy Ghost conference, and we are believing God for a great move of God.
Hi everyone, this is Sinach, and I am excited to announce that I will be with the Omega Fire Ministries in Auchi, Edo State for the Holy Ghost Conference. I want you to all come out and let's have a time with the Holy Ghost. God bless you.
Holy Ghost Conference 2021. Apostle Johnson and Dr. Lizzie Suleiman. This June.
Welcome back now. It's news from the sporting world. Manchester United, Villarreal in Europa League final. Manchester United advanced to the Europa League final 8-5 on aggregate despite losing 3-2 to Roma at the Stadio Olimpico. The Premier League side will play Villarreal in the final on May 26th in Gdansk. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's side had taken a 6-2 first leg lead to Rome, and Edinson Cavani's goals in the 39th and 68th minutes ensured their place in the final. Roma had gone ahead on the 9th midway through the second half with goals from Edin Dzeko and Brian Cristante in the 3-minute spell and Alex Telles. Alex Telles' own goal gave the hosts a second leg win with 7 minutes to go. Roma battled from the outset with Gianluca Mancini forcing an early save from United's keeper David De Gea and Henrik nodding the resulting corner into the side netting. The Uruguayan final broke through 6 minutes before the break, collecting a Bruno Fernandes through ball before firing past a beaten Mirante. And now in another sports news, Mohamed Salah wins Athlete Advocate of the Year at the Laureus World Sports Award. Liverpool and Egypt's forward Mohamed Salah won the Laureus Athlete Advocate of the Year award in Seville, Spain. The awards, which were hosted in Seville but staged in a digital format amid coronavirus and travel restrictions, highlighted professional sports people who used their positions to make a powerful impact on societal issues over the last 12 months. Salah says he is very proud to have been chosen by the Laureus Academy for this Sporting Inspiration Award. Salah, the Egyptian, was honored with the Sporting Inspiration Award following his support for charitable causes and commitment to fighting social injustice during the last few years. He is active in regeneration projects in Nagreg, his hometown, where the majority of the people there live in poverty. And that has brought us to the end of the news on Celebration TV. In case you missed the top stories, here is a recap of the headlines. Federal government meets with the JUSUN, PASN to present proposal on financial autonomy. Mixed reactions in Uganda over ex-child soldier ICC sentencing. Australia to resume India repatriation flights after backlash. A CBN extends Naira for dollar deadline to boost remittances. Manchester United Villarreal in Europa League final. And now we are down to the photo of the day. That photo simply says, making the right decision is the most tedious exercise anyone can make, having two roads in front. You can share your thoughts about this photo of the day via our social media platforms on Facebook with your Celebration TV, on Instagram, My Celebration TV, on Twitter at My Celebration TV, on YouTube, Celebration TV. Always bear in mind that your positive contribution to the wellness of the society you find yourself in or the organization you work in defines your leadership mark. As an individual who knows what to do and do without expecting to be pushed has bagged his way to success. Be it known today that everything we do, think, feel, and believe either has a positive or negative effect on humanity and our national well-being. Be a part of nation building today. I am Sherry Queensley Barama, and thank you for staying tuned. Goodbye.
To 15.7 trillion naira by the end of December 2018.
Senior Democrats have responded by accusing him of committing a gross offence. The All Progressives Congress has vowed to punish the Ogun State Governor, Ibikunle Amosu.
To 15.7
this June.